So this is the answer booklet for 3.2.4 fitness and exercise. The first question is on the nervous system. So it says, complete the sentences about the human nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord. Doesn't matter which way around you say it, as long as you've got both of them. The diagram below shows the knee-jerk response, which is a reflex action. Apart from very fast, state one other feature of all reflex actions. We could put it as automatic or it's protective. Give one other reflex action which occurs in the human body and state its purpose. So we blink and it's to protect the eye. We don't think about it, we do it quite quickly and it's to protect the eye. Question 2 on joints. Researchers into arthritis studies synovial joints. Label the diagram of a synovial joint shown below. So we have the synovial fluid, our cartilage and then our ligaments. Doctors remove a sample of synovial fluid to diagnose a type of arthritis present. Describe the function of the synovial fluid. Synovial fluid provides lubrication to the joint as it reduces friction between the two bones rubbing against each other. Question 3, the heart. In one complete circulation of the body, blood passes through the heart twice. The blood travels from the heart to the lungs and then back to the heart in the pulmonary circulation, and then from the heart to the other organs of the body and back to the heart in the systemic circulation. This is double circulation is essential for the function of highly active animals such as mammals. The diagram below represents double circulation in humans. It shows the direction of blood flow and the pressure of blood in various blood vessels in a healthy 25-year-old woman at rest. The blood pressure of the blood is measured in millimetres of mercury. Okay, so it says, suggest a reason for the difference in the thickness in the walls of the atria and the ventricles. So in our heart, if I zoom in on our heart picture, okay, our atrium are on top and you can see the walls, they're very thin in comparison to our ventricles down the bottom, which are really thick. And the reason is then ventricles contract to pump blood out of the heart, whereas the atria only pump blood to the ventricles, so they have the thinner walls. The atria pump blood down into the ventricles, where the ventricles need to contract to pump blood out of the heart. Explain the reason for the difference in the blood pressure between the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. The blood pressure drops as it passes through the lungs. Blood pressure in the artery has been pumped by the heart directly from the heart, whereas the blood in the vein hasn't. It's further away from the heart, so it's got under less pressure. The difference in blood pressure between the pulmonary artery and the aorta. The aorta, carries blood around the body, so it needs a bigger contraction to force the blood to go all the way around the body, whereas the pulmonary artery only carries blood towards the legs, very, very close to where the heart is. Using the data for blood pressure in the diagram opposite, suggests why, after leaving the lungs, the blood has to return to the heart before it is sent to the other organs of the body. The reason is the blood pressure in the pulmonary vein is too low, so it goes back to the heart to increase the blood pressure to go around the body. It won't make it all the way around the body otherwise. Describe how the direction of blood flow is maintained. We have valves in our blood vessels found in veins, and it prevents the backflow of blood. It stops the blood flowing backwards. Question 4. The table below has information on some of the parts of the blood. It's got a red blood cell, a white blood cell and platelets. Draw a diagram of a white blood cell and labelling the cell membrane and the nucleus. So we have our cell membrane on the outside and our nucleus on the inside. And the function of the red blood cell and platelets. So red blood cells carry oxygen on the body and our platelets help form clots. The liquid part of the blood is called plasma. State two substances which are transported in blood plasma, oxygen and carbon dioxide. The diagram below shows the human circulatory system. From the diagram above, state a letter which shows the pulmonary artery. So arteries carry blood away from the heart, which is either going to be A or D. But the pulmonary circulation goes to the lungs, so it has to be letter A. The aorta then carries blood around the body, so it's D. Name the doctor working in the 17th century who discovered how blood circulated, and the answer is Harvey. Speed. The diagram above shows positions of a ball at 0.5 intervals. As it rolls down a 10-metre track, it took 0.5 seconds to roll from A to B, then another 0.5 to roll from B to C, and so on. Write down the distance travelled by the ball from A to E, and it's 9 metres, because we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Write down the time taken for the ball to travel from A to E in 2 seconds. And then use the equation speed equals distance over time to calculate the mean speed as the ball rolled from A to E. So 9 divided by 2, 4.5 metres. State how the diagram shows the ball is accelerating as it moves. It's because the distance between each point increases. Don't know why the question is left out, apologise. Describe how the positions of the ball would differ if the rack was less steep. It wouldn't travel as far, it wouldn't reach 9 metres. A train of mass 80,000 kilograms leaves station A and arrives at another station D. Its journey is shown on the velocity time graph below. Describe the motion of A to D, given as much detail as possible. So, between A and B, the train accelerates to 25 metres per second in 200 seconds. Between B and C, it travels at constant speed, remaining at 25 metres per second for then 300 seconds. Between C and D then, the train decelerates, so it's slowing down, to 0, so it stops, and it takes 100 seconds. Use the graph and the equation to calculate the distance from station A to station B. The distance is speed times time. So we have to work it out for all 3 different sections. So we've got to work it out between A and B, B and C and D. So to work out the distance, you have to do distance equals speed times time. So the speed is 25 metres per second. The time it travelled in is 200. Because it's on an acceleration, we have to divide by 2 for a triangle, calculating the area of a triangle, think of it that way, which gives me an answer of 2,500. Between B and C, I have to do 25 metres per second, and it lasts over 300 seconds, which gives me an answer of 7,500. Between C and D, the same, 25 metres per second, that's the difference to 0 to 25, times 100 seconds is 1,250. Add them all together and I get 11,250 metres. Use your answer to find the mean speed. So speed equals distance over time. So the distance it travelled, 11,250. The time it took, 600 seconds, which gives it an average speed of 18.75 metres per second. Part of the car journey is shown on the graphs below. Use the information on page 2 to calculate the total distance travelled by the car. So again, I have to do the exact same thing. You have to split it into the 3 to make it easier for you. And then between A and B, we have 60, so our speed, times 30 seconds divided by 2, because a triangle gives me 900. Between B and C, it's 35. So I have to do 60 times 35 is 2010. C and D is our 60 for our speed, and our time is actually 15. So my math here is wrong, I do apologise. Is 15 divided by 2. I'll do my calculation now quickly. Oh, let me get the calculator. So 60 times 15 divided by 2 is 450. If I add them together, I should get 3,450 metres.